Hi guys, welcome back to my kitchen. Today we are going to be cooking Prohibition style. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. Hi guys, today we are going to be making wine out of our kids' juice while they nap. I like to call this nap time hooch simply because it doesn't really take very long. It takes just a couple of minutes to make and simple ingredients, and most of it you've already got at home. You're going to need some sugar, some juice, a funnel. If you've wondered what to do with those old breast pump parts, this is a good use. Then I'm going to put links down below to the other items you'll need, which are very inexpensive, less than $20 for everything. You're going to need a bubbler, a hydrometer, and some champagne yeast, which is also known as wine yeast. And that is it. So let's get started. But first, before I do, if you're not already a subscriber, be sure to click that little red subscribe button down below so you don't miss any of my videos. Let's get started. So I've got three kinds of juice here. I have white grape, regular grape, and then I've also got pineapple juice because some people have said that they've had luck making this with pineapple juice. I'm going to put a link down below to the page that inspired this so that you can see the original instructions and his original video. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head because, of course, mom brain. But we're going to go ahead and use the white grape juice today. That is my favorite. And we're just going to go ahead and open that up. And the hydrometer is going to tell us how much sugar is in there already. And I want to get this to about 10% sugar. You can go up to about 15% sugar, and that will give you about a 15% or 15 proof wine, 15% alcohol by volume, whatever you call it. I'm not quite sure. I just drink the stuff out of the box. So you can see, hopefully, on here, the camera's a little bit far, but it's got numbers here, so it'll tell you the percentage. So let's go ahead and stick that in there. And, oh wow, it's already at, oh, here you go. Yeah, it's already at 10%, so I actually don't want to add any additional sugar. Now, if this was lower, say this was at like 5%, so it just kind of floats in there, and then you look at where the liquid is at the line. And if this was at just like maybe 5%, then what I would do is put this funnel in there and then add some sugar. So I don't need them, but I pulled out some measuring cups so you could pour off some of the juice, add in some sugar, and then you would put in your yeast. So we'll go ahead and do that now because this is already at 10%, which will be fine for me. My husband likes it a little bit stronger. Well, let's see, actually, you know, it's a little bit less than 10. I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit of sugar. So take that out of there. And I don't think I'm going to have to, oh, that's going already down. That's going right down into the water. Whoops. Okay, so I'm just going to add a little bit of sugar. Just a little bit. And then I'm going to close it up and shake it so it gets all incorporated. Make sure it's right at that 10%. If you do it any stronger, you know, like my husband likes the 15, but if you do it any stronger, then it really tastes like alcohol. You don't get a whole lot. I mean, you do get some flavor, but it just kind of, it's a bit too much for me. So go ahead and shake this up. Get it nice and incorporated. And this is not a fine grain of sugar. So let's see if that did anything here. Oops. Wait for the bubbles to go down. I might end up having to pour some of this off. Okay, come on, bubbles. It's hard to read when there's bubbles at the surface here. Okay. There we go. Okay, I don't know if you can tell or not, but it is floating higher. And we are at, okay, we're right at like 10% now. Okay, so that is good enough for me. If you want it up to 15, again, pour some off, add some more sugar. All right, so now that this is at the 10% sugar, so it'll give me a 10% alcohol by volume wine, we are gonna put in about a nickel size amount of the yeast. So let me go ahead and open that. Okay. Okay, probably put in a little too much. That's all right, it'll just ferment faster. And then put the lid on, shake it up, get it incorporated. Okay, so now I'm gonna put the date and the percentage of sugar that was in there on the lid, because that's gonna tell me the percentage of alcohol that's on it, and also it's gonna tell me how long it's been fermenting. Okay, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and I've got a rubber band. I'm just gonna rubber band that around, here I'll just do it on the front so you can see. So I'm just gonna go like that so the lid stays with the juice, because I will need the lid later. And then you're gonna need to put the bubbler in now. So this is the bubbler, and this basically keeps germs out of your wine while it is fermenting. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of water in this. My should be napping baby is getting impatient here. And there's a max fill line on this. So you just wanna fill it no more than the max, and I got a little too much in there. Okay, so there we go. So we've got a little bit of water in there. I'm gonna put the lid back on. This allows the gases from fermentation to escape, right? And it bubbles up through the liquid and then out here, and that is why it's called a bubbler. So now I'm just gonna set this in a warm spot for about 2 weeks, and I'm gonna let it ferment for about 2 weeks. And I need to get that little one a binky. 1 second. Okay, so you're gonna let this sit in a warm spot for about 2 weeks, and you will know that it is done fermenting and that the yeast has eaten up all of the sugars when this is no longer bubbling, or it's like 30 seconds to a minute between bubbles. So we'll go ahead and let that ferment. All right, so apparently the binky wasn't doing it for her. So I'm just gonna let this ferment for 2 weeks in a warm spot, and then I will have wine. You can just drink it straight out of the bottle. It's already sterilized. You just put the lid back on, take the bubbler out, rinse it out, and put it away. So that is it. That is nap time hooch, because you can literally make it during nap time if your kids nap. This one doesn't nap. All right, guys, I will see you next time. Thanks for joining me. And if you're not already a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you next time. Bye.